Good afternoon, YouTube fans. Admiral Preparedness here again. This is our continuing series on what does it taste like now for food that has gone past its best by date. In this situation here, these are meals ready to eat by the U.S. military, made by different contractor food companies. Today we have two items we'd like to taste test. One is roast beef, water, and binder product with gravy. The other is potato cheddar soup flavored with bacon. Potato soup is made by MRE'S. The roast beef is also made by MRE'S. The manufacture date of the roast beef is 2014, 157th day. The potato cheddar soup is made year 2012, day 289. So this one's older than this one. They've both been stored at about 64 degrees Fahrenheit since the purchase date and received by the shipper from the company I purchased them from out west. I took a photograph of both ingredients, both nutritional information, which I'll have up on the video after this presentation here and before we sample the food, so you can pause that image or go out to the internet and find your own source for that information. I won't go into detail anymore since that's just wasting your time and mine as well. The key is that these items are meals ready to eat, U.S. military grade contractor food produced for our servicemen and women, contractors, and humanitarian efforts. When they become surplused by the military, they go out for bid in quantity, and certain companies are out there picking them up either in full MRE quantity, then breaking them up into individual components, which is what I believe happened to these items from the company I purchased them from, which we'll name Anonymous for now. They don't need to have any advertising on my part because I receive no income from getting them that information. If you enjoy these videos I'm presenting, please like, share, comment, and go out there and tell your friends that I do this on a regular basis. Now, I try to do one a day, but with the changing of time is getting closer to summer and more activities, we may end up doing these maybe once or twice a week. Plus, I don't have a large warehouse full of these foods that requires me to go down and look through different containers to find this type of food, and I am running out of commercial material downstairs because I'm not a hoarder. I don't stockpile food. And some of those containers are sealed for 25 to 30 year unopened shelf life, and I expect to maintain that 20 to 35 year period, so I don't end up wasting food. And I know you don't want me to do that either. So we'll just open up these packages to ensure that the container on the inside meets the dates of the container stamping on the outside. These have never been opened before. This one here is potato cheddar soup 2289A, and that matches with this guy here. The food in this one, these are these retort packages. This one here is 4157, and that meets that one also. So far we're running about a 90% accuracy track record on the food manufacturing date by the manufacturer. We'll get these on the heat and then we'll return. And once again, through the miracle of electronics, we have our food all ready to open up. We'll do the soup first, since it is the closest. It has the tear strip at the top. Very hot. Very, very hot. Smells interesting. Chunks of potatoes. A slight bacon smell coming off of the pouch. Very hot, as I had mentioned earlier. Still more goodies coming from it. We have a flour tortilla to enjoy with our roast beef. Bits of bacon coming off of the container. As you can see, everything has been taken out of the container. Being visited by part of the cleanup crew. I'm going to place the flour tortilla over the bowl of soup. This again has the opening at the top, so we'll have to follow those rolls. Nice big piece of meat. Savory smell coming from the container. Very delicious in appearance. It has a positive visual cue. No bad odors coming from it. Nothing that I can tell non-appealing at all. No knife required, of course. We're not adding any salt or pepper to the product. We have a nice thick sauce. Very flavorful. Has that bit of not really spicy whatever, but that taste of your gosh, I'm trying to find a flavor for that. I'm almost thinking a gravy that you would make from your fixings when you did a pot roast. The meat is very tender. It's not processed. It's definitely a cut of a piece of pot roast. I'll give you a picture of it in just a second. Very, very delicious. I would bet to say that Grandma would be pleased if this was coming from her kitchen. Very, very nice piece of meat. No metallic flavor at all. Could use just a little bit of maybe a hot sauce or a spice. Being from production year 2014, it is very fresh. If I had sauteed mushrooms, I would definitely be adding sauteed mushrooms to this, or sauteed onions. Definitely a 2 thumbs up, my friends, for being a whole piece of meat. Once again, it's not a compressed processed meat. It's from an actual cut. And I must say that if you were to have a sit-down restaurant food, this one definitely is a winner. Now it's time to sample the potato soup. This is from 2012. Big chunks of diced potatoes. There's other things in the ingredient in the soup. Cheesy. Smells of a bacon. Give you a closer look. That's your diced potato. Being from 2012, the flavor's still there, folks. Like putting these two together as a meal would be an excellent choice. A quick lunch, early supper. The cheese sauce, a little bit of a spiciness to it. The potatoes go well with the roast. Very flavorful. Definitely was something you would look forward to after a hard day's work out in the field or while in training. If you were to be out hiking or fishing, just out there having fun with the family, and you were to sit down for your evening meal, these two together would be spot on. Again, if you did pause to take a look at the caloric intake of these two items together, that's a good fair amount of calories. Two people could share both of these entrees and leave the table well satisfied, but not full, but satisfied. You just have to make sure your cleanup crew gets a little bit of it so they can appreciate it as well. I find it this new retort. Well, I won't say it's new. It's been around since the early 70s for military. For the consumer, about the last 15 years. Shelf-stable foods other than being a can. The one drawback with a can is the can can become dented and the product can be compromised in such a way that you wouldn't know it until you try to consume it and then discover that the food's gone bad. And at least with these military meals ready to eat retort pouches, it's all about the storage temperature, the handling during the transportation, warehousing, after distribution, and then how you store them at your place of business or your home. I would never ever leave an MRE in a vehicle to be subject to all those temperature changes and temperature fluctuations, because you're just decreasing the shelf life dramatically. But if that was your only way to do it, choose which meals to place in those vehicles and rotate frequently. If you don't rotate them, then you're going to find yourself not going to be able to eat that food. I'll put a little bit of this into a flour tortilla to see what that tastes like. I'm sure just as good as it does if I don't have the flour tortilla. Again, you could serve this with a bed of rice over some pasta, mashed potatoes, any way that you choose. But it is good. We have 2 thumbs up for both meals. Very flavorful. Again, 2012, 2014, holding up very well in our relatively cool basement. Nothing's going to waste, folks, believe me. Admiral Preparedness here. We'll see you soon. Remember, June 6th, 1945. Good.